This Monday Night Football props and NFL Week 8 recap edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up with promo code SGPN to score up to $1,000 in bonus cash. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Get your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM.
Hi, this is Merrill Hodge, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, baby.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog.
Greetings, Sean.
Greetings.
Very close to being an epic Sunday.
Oh my God! If Brock Bowers just gets one more receiving yard, and it came down to the
He had a guy on his back. And,
yeah, it was so close to getting there. That was brutal, because it was just so close. Like we hit the other stuff. The Brock Bowers, he had like 39 yards, I think, in the first quarter, and then went completely blank, and then almost got it. Oh, I mean, the Browns game, that was amazing. You had that DJ and parlay, Ryan. The full thing almost got home, but I think a lot of people played different versions that also cashed.
so the full thing needed 90 yards from Njoku. He ended with 61. But people got home in their own ways.
Yeah, and
they took the recipes. They maybe sprinkled a little bit more pepper, less cumin, whatever you call that stuff. And yeah, I got a lot of thank yous. So, and I will say I played some versions that were slightly different and got one of them. Sean was 2 yards away from reaching a 150 to 1 payout.
I mean, it was crazy. I did really. I had the Cedric Tillman receiving yards ladder, got it up to 7. Didn't quite get the last rung, but even 7. I'm trying to figure out what the payout was on that thing, but that was pretty awesome. And obviously, I played 7, 6, 5, and 4. So I think the way I sprinkled it with my units at like at 4 or 5, I was already up, and then 6 and 7, and just the way the Tillman hit late, it was just awesome. I mean, and then the Eagles just destroyed the Cincinnati Bengals. It was great.
Well, not only was the Tillman play awesome, but that was like hitting the top of the undocumented top of the Jameis Winston yardage ladder, the 3 touchdowns for Jameis. Happy Jameis Day.
Happy Jameis Day. Happy tight end day, Ryan.
Did he fall on the sword and give away play calling duties because he knew what Jameis would show the world?
Happy tight end day. I know some people, we didn't get home with our crazy 2 touchdown tight end parlays that I gave out, but Kate Otten 2 touchdowns that hit.
Very nice.
There was a lot of listeners had some anytime touchdowns with tight ends that they sent in, so it was a good day for tight ends. Felt like it was a good day for listeners.
Sean, I randomly did one of those Underdog battle royale drafts this week. Had Kate Otten, had Jameis, had an absolute smash. Ended up winning some money over there. Little bright spot, but yeah, great day for the tight ends, and we called it, Sean. We said the tight ends needed their flowers. This was like Valentine's Day. And all the offensive coordinators just now. Guess what? Now it's a holiday. Now we got to go every February. We got to go to the store, get some overpriced roses and a card.
Now it's going to be dumb because now, and again, hopefully everyone left the glass of creatine out for Gronk the night before.
Clearly they
did. Now, I heard them on the Sunday night broadcast talking about the uptick in tight end receptions, touchdowns. So now, unfortunately, the books are going to be ahead of it. So Ryan, I'm going to make a note in my calendar to give out some props on the Monday ahead of the Sunday, because Johnny come latelys are going to pile on. Kramer, we are the video's a little blurry on our side, FYI.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Spectrum in the way of
all right.
Optimal quality.
Fuck off, Spectrum. Patty Belts.
Could be all these people in Los Angeles watching highlights of Shohei hurt his shoulder and try to hear what he's saying in Japanese.
Yeah. So World Series happening. Dodgers up 2-0. But we are a football show. Smash Mouth. We do have the Discord line is open. You want to throw someone in a locker? I mean, we're 5 minutes in. Haven't even talked about the craziest ending to a crazy. It was an ugly game. Bears Commanders, and then just that walk off Hail Mary. It was insane. So I don't know, Ryan, did you see the video of the defender Tyreek Stevenson, who was supposed to be guarding Brown on that play? He was like yelling at the crowd right before the play, was distracted, didn't end up covering Noah Brown, who he was supposed to be covering. Jaden Daniels doesn't get the ball into the end zone. It gets tipped. He's trying to knock it down. Instead, it tips up, and just there's one guy sitting right there for the ball. It was the ultimate horseshoe up the ass. He had Jaden Daniels had 12.79 seconds on the game-winning Hail Mary. It just shows you how do you not rush 5, rush 6? Like the time. You can't give them. Why give them enough time to get the throw off? It doesn't make sense to me.
I believe it was the Broncos, maybe 15, 20 years ago, had a play like this where like it tips, like hits the defender or two defenders trying to get the ball and goes to someone behind them who's already going in the right direction. I think the big takeaway here, one, Sean, what are you supposed to do?
Knock it down. He was trying to knock it down.
Secondly, can we stop with this 2-man rush? It's not. Guess what helps a Hail Mary? 10 seconds for the receivers to run down the field.
Yes. No. I think the advice of knocking it down is bad advice, and I say they should move on from knocking it down because he was up there trying to knock it down. The problem is if you reach up to grab to go knock it down, it's it happens all the time. They're trying to knock it down, but it hits their hand. If his hand didn't go up, it would have just hit someone. It would have hit him in the stomach. Like it. You can't.
In my opinion, though, this tells me that they did not legitimately practice this defense. Because if I was a coach, the number one thing I would do, because I watch a lot of football games, is I know the only way we're getting beat here is one of these plays. Yeah. So we're gonna have the guy whose job is to be behind the squad, the mob. You can't have everyone in the mob. Everyone was in the mob, and like a bad little league right fielder, Sean, they all misjudged it a little bit, and that's why everyone was so forward on the mob was very forward in this situation. So. Yeah, I mean that it looked like a video, Sean. It looked like something we would have seen in The Sims and been like, "Oh my god!" And did you see that?
The way it
bounced off
right into his hands.
There were 10 people over here, bounced off of them, and landed on the one guy over here. That's hilarious.
I mean, it was a super ugly game. We'll get into that breakdown. I mean, there's just a lot of people were complaining. Oh, there should have been offensive holding on the Commanders. As much as I would have loved to see the Commanders lose that game, you can't expect to get an offensive holding call or PI on a Hail Mary. Like we all know what Hail Marys are. Yeah. You all know the rules when you sign up for the Hail Mary.
Yeah, a little scrappiness. They're basically piles, but stood up. So there might be a finger in the butt or whatever Madden used to talk about.
Taco Tuesdays, check it in. Say, we just mentioned that the Bears defender talking so much shit against the crowd, and then of course. That he was supposed to be guarding that guy that got the touchdown. All right, Kramer, good week for us overall. You hit both your locks again. I won't acknowledge what's going on your locks because you're not supposed to acknowledge those type of things. But impressive run.
Why would you not acknowledge?
Okay, you've hit 6 in a row.
Yeah,
you're on a heater. And we
remember there's no gambling gods.
Okay, I do. I mean, tell that to who? I don't know, Ryan. Tell that to Brock Bowers that there's no gambling gods.
Well, that was just a physical earth. Brock Bowers, a man getting brought down by gravity and another man.
Well, we're on a nice run for Circa Million, 8-2. Of course, my lock, the Dolphins, one thorn in the side, but other than that, pretty good sheet. Going back to what my money line dog was on Thursday night, cashed it. You guys remember Josh Oliver, first touchdown, 65-1. Kramer and I both had it.
That was this week.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Feels like a different week. Rams got the win, 30-20, which is unfortunate, Ryan, because
I'd rather take the kick in the nuts on Thursday night and the big win on Sunday night.
You would rather take the kick in the nuts
on Thursday. Like getting the first touchdown Thursday, very awesome.
Yes,
but would have preferred that the Brock Bowers kick in the nuts happen Thursday and the Josh Oliver happen tonight or even on Sunday.
I don't know. That's interesting. I liked the hope and the joy you get on Thursday night, because from Thursday to Sunday, it's like, oh man, I just don't get bets wrong. I am so fucking awesome. And I like that momentum. And if it happens on Sunday, it's like, all right, there's so much going on Sunday. It gets lost in the shuffle. So
are you kidding me? There's nothing better than driving back to the office / studio on Sunday night, knowing I'm going to have a crooked ass from sitting on a thick wallet after the trip to the Circa, because we got positive ticket.
Yeah, I have a bunch of tickets coming back for the Circa.
Although most of the stuff that went well this week was some of the fun digital stuff.
Yeah.
The only in far away places stuff.
Big note from Vikings Rams, left tackle for the Vikings, Christian Darrisaw, out for the season. So that will impact that Vikings offensive line. Tennessee Titans 14, Detroit Lions 52.
Get in my ass.
This was just a bloodbath. I mean, the funny part is, if you
don't you dare look at that box score.
No, that it's hilarious that Jared Goff only had 85 passing yards.
Did the Titans outgain the Lions here pretty severely? Do we have a fraudulent box score?
Jared Goff was 12 of 15 for 85 yards. He had 3 touchdowns. They also had a punt return for a touchdown. Mason Rudolph threw for 2 interceptions. I guess, if you had Calvin Ridley ladders on the Titan side, 10 for 143. Obviously, a lot of that in garbage time.
The Lions,
Titans, they had it all tied up in the first quarter. So the angle of, hey, Lions might be a little sleepy, that worked in the first quarter. After that, though, it was 14-14 with Nick Westbrook-Akine getting it going there in the early second quarter, and that's when it completely went off the rails.
The Lions were outgained 416 to 225.
Yeah,
won the game 52-14.
Yeah, a lot of that was easy touchdown set up from turnovers.
Yeah,
Ryan, this is great because to me, Titans are in the auto fade.
Okay.
Whatever sort of positive stuff that was left of the Titans, like, hey, their defense is kind of interesting. The fact that the offense has been so bad, turning it over, any sort of mojo, and their cornerbacks were out. Should have seen that coming. But Ryan, now that the biting kneecaps trend is a 5-0 straight up 5-0 ATS, we don't even have to think about fading the Titans next week because they played the Lions. So we're definitely going to be fading them. I'm sure we're going to be laying a gigantic number.
Thank the good Lord.
But thank the good Lord. Speaking of the good Lord, he was shining down on Joe Blacko, aka Jameis Winston. Nice game, 29-24. I don't know how neither of us, Ryan, had this as our dog. But that being said, we made a ton of money on this game. Cedric Tillman, David Njoku, those props were hitting. Kramer had Jameis Winston 3 touchdowns.
I did lock it up.
Oh, you did lock it up as well. So,
but yeah, you're right.
We should have had this as a dog.
Should have double dipped. I mean, I don't understand. I want to have a serious conversation with someone in the Browns organization.
Yeah.
Just be like, just lay it. I won't tell anyone. Just let's be honest. What happened here? How was this man not playing quarterback? How are you deactivating him?
Yes.
What are we doing? And the rest of the team, did you not see it? Did you not see what happens to the rest of the team?
They had a spring in their step. The defense, everyone was playing harder because
they knew they had a chance to win the game. They had a chance to win the game because the guy playing quarterback believed they have a chance to win the game, which is not something they've had with Deshaun Watson.
Tillman 7 for 99, 2 touchdowns, and they didn't even do a great job on Zay Flowers, who was coming in banged up.
That was a bad matchup.
7 for 115. They did a pretty good job on Derrick Henry, 11 for 73. Jameis obviously 27 to 41, 334. We gave out the Jameis passing yards ladder on VSiN. Also
6-1 for 300. I was sent a screenshot of 325 at 12-1. So. That Jameis was getting people paid.
Yeah. So this was a great win. It'll be interesting to see how much this mojo can keep going for the Browns. They have the Chargers at home next week. That's going to be an interesting game. Interesting matchup for them.
Open 3.5, already bet down to 1.5. So which I don't know if this is a look at, but either way, it's currently 1.5 to 2.5.
Chargers good on the road. That'll be an interesting matchup. I think kind of in an end possible letdown opportunity after a big win over the Ravens.
You've been saying you want to fade them in this spot, but
no, I didn't say that.
You wanted to look to fade them.
No, I said I'm going to consider fading them because this was a huge win and it could be a letdown opportunity. You'll have to hop in because Chargers are looking pretty decent too.
We should dig up a playoff price.
Well, we should have bet it before this game.
Of course.
Green Bay Packers 30, Jacksonville Jaguars 27. I had Green Bay laying the points. You got the cover, Ryan. Your Jacksonville Jags. Never felt like the Jags were actually going to win the game, but they hung around.
It was a spot. I don't want to take credit. It was a spot.
Jordan Love injured his groin, and then Malik Willis came in. Although Malik Willis serviceable, helped get him
serviceable. That's an upgrade in my numbers.
We did have Jordan Love interception.
Jordan Love, he just backs up and goes. And then occasionally they get the PI. They make it. I mean, am I crazy, Sean? Am I just a hater? Why is this guy special? He has a strong enough arm that he can throw the ball high in the air. And float
I'll tell you something that
Joe Flacco also can do that.
Tucker Kraft had a big day. I had some 2 touchdown stuff going for Tucker. He had 3 for 78 and a touchdown. Would have liked to see a second one in there, but Josh Jacobs to me was quietly the story of the game. 25, 127 and 2 touchdowns. That was huge. Big injury news for the Jaguars. Christian Kirk broke his collarbone. He's out for the season. So unfortunate because the Eagles play the Jaguars next week. I was really looking forward to that matchup. So
he was on the trade block. It seemed.
Yeah, like I mean, Brian Thomas is good, but now with no Christian Kirk, not a lot of passing options for Goldilocks.
And Jordan Love will continue. Will extend his 100% interception streak.
He's on a heater.
Well, it sounds. I mean, I believe they have the bye week in week 10. So, will Jordan Love play next week against the Detroit Lions? Gun to your head, or just a question on a show. No leaning.
Yes, I think right now I would predict Jordan Love in. He played through the groin for a little bit of it and then took himself out. So, but groins are tricky, Ryan, as you know firsthand.
They can be very tricky, especially in colder climates. +4 is the number right now for the Packers at home, which tells you what he's not playing.
It's probably like a halfway split,
Really?
Yeah.
What do you make this number if Love's playing?
If Love's playing, I think it won't be 4.
Isn't it like Packers -2.5 or something?
Oh no!
You think Lions are favored?
Lions. I think if Jordan Love's healthy, Lions are still favored. I think.
Yeah, I just think the market loves this Jordan Love guy. I don't quite understand it.
I think you versus Jordan Love is a great rivalry.
I think this line is saying Malik Willis in all the way.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay. If Malik Willis is announced as a starter, this spread will go up.
What do you think the number lands at if it's Willis?
6.
Okay.
Yeah, because I mean, dude, this Lions team's insane.
But they got outgained by like 200 yards last week. That's 1.1 yards per play, Sean. You know the same people look at those numbers.
Indianapolis Colts 20, Houston Texans 23. We got the cover as part of our Circa Million. I also played this outright. That was a nice cash. I mean, what to make of this game? The Texans by no means dominated. But Anthony Richardson, Ryan, you were on the under.
How great was that prop sweat? He never even got
under
close.
completions. What was it? 16.5 or
16.5.
He had 10 completions. And really probably fortunate, I guess, that the Texans were driving and then fumbled, but this was just like a weird sloppy game the entire time. The highlight for me was Anthony Richardson. It was like second down and like 20, and he's like running around. It's like 300-pound defensive lineman's on top of him. He completely sheds him, then runs around, then just skies some pass through the air, completely out of bounds. And then he taps his helmet like, "Hey, I'm tired," and goes out for a play. I'd never seen a quarterback take himself out like tap the head like a receiver or running back like, "Hey, I'm tired," tap of the head. Joe Flacco came in for one play, handed it off.
That's some Dave Chappelle. I didn't know I couldn't do that shit. And did you hear the press conference?
No.
Him explaining it. He's like, boy, I was doing a bunch of running. I knew I wasn't going to have it for that next play. So I looked over at coach, got myself out of the, it's like, oh my God, I've never seen, this is Sean. This is why he's always getting hurt, not finishing games. Does this count as going out injured? Are we going to count this on his record? I kind of want to.
Dolphins 27, Cardinals 28. I don't know. I mean,
horrible.
This was just a bad loss for the Miami Dolphins. You had they were moving up and down. They had, to me, obviously the game swung on that snap over his head. Tua had his hands on it, slipped through his hands. He batted the ball out of the end zone. Maybe he could have picked it up and chucked it, but that safety to me was kind of like the difference maker. I mean, this is back-to-back games for the Cardinals that they've won, first time since 2021. I still think this Dolphins. I mean, both teams. Dolphins really had no excuses. I guess I got to give the Cardinals some credit here. They still didn't look incredibly good. Marvin Harrison had some nice plays, but what was your make of this game, Ryan? It was just pretty ugly. Who is
last place in the AFC East? Is who?
The New York Jets. Nice try.
My thoughts are. We keep every time I feel like I've doubted the Cardinals this year.
And well, Devin Achan 10 for 97. Like if you told me that right there, I'm liking the Dolphins.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't have, I wouldn't say I had my complete focus on this game, but it did seem like there were a lot of the bad stuff went against the Dolphins. And specifically, like you said, that safety. I mean, that kind of, in some ways, that was the game. That and the fact that
he did a good job on James Conner too, 20 of 53.
And Tyreek Hill kind of was working, and then just it stopped. And it was a little bit like the Brock Bowers. Also had some overs there on Tyreek. I was told to strike up the band. The band never got struck up.
Band didn't get that memo. Tyreek.
Again, Tyreek Hill probably didn't know what he was saying, but come on, dude, you gotta do a little bit. Do your own
strike
research.
Up the band. That was actually, he was using it in the right situation.
The Bills having a 3.5 to 4 game lead in the division at this point in the season is hilarious.
They're in cruise control.
So yeah, I mean, here's what I'll say. Very disappointed in how this team came out. It was a great matchup for the Dolphins. They should have had, they were rested. They were healthy on the offensive side, and they did not do what they needed to do, which is beat up a beatable Cardinals team. And on the other side, Cardinals division futures, Cardinals, whatever you want to say.
NFC West is wide open.
And Kyler gives you a shot in a league that is riddled with bad quarterback play right now. Kyler gives you a shot.
They're tied for Cardinals are 4-4, 49ers 4-4, Seahawks 4-4, Rams 3-4.
I got a 14-1 ticket.
Yeah.
Do I sell it?
Yeah. Sell it, right. You're a big hedge. You're a big hedge.
Get out of here. It's a trick question.
Tampa Bay Bucks 26, Falcons 31. I got to just quit falling in love with this Bucks team. They didn't make a lock. They didn't make the circuit card.
We should have gotten this one. The turnover to start the game.
There was, they had their shots.
Kirk Cousins basically every time he got hit and threw up a prayer, it connected with the receiver.
You like that?
I'm still somewhat skeptical of the Falcons. However, I have to come to the reality that this Bucks defense is pretty bad. I mean, I know they didn't have their guys on offense, Godwin and Evans, but they were still moving the ball. They put up 26 points. 24. They got a safety. I just think really it's just this Bucks defense has really let them down in a bunch of spots.
So the Falcons could have lost to the Eagles, could have lost to the Saints.
Yep.
Could have lost to the Bucks both times.
Yeah.
And they really only the Panthers was their convincing victory. My most losses with such a strong handicap. I mean, again,
I'm still skeptical.
I think the other way to put it though is that the Falcons did take care of business. No. They also allowed Baker without Mike Evans and Chris Godwin to throw for
Kate Otten 2 touchdowns,
1 million yards.
Yeah, so. I could see. I'm dying to fade this Falcons team if they make the playoffs. Dying. Give me a chance. Call me. I'll pay you to meet you.
Are they the team that when they host that first round game against the strong Wild? So it's going to be like a strong team from the North.
Yeah.
So the Packers going to Going to Atlanta. You like?
Oh yeah, Jordan Love.
I could actually close my eyes. Have we seen that game recently? I feel like I've seen that game in my dreams.
Maybe it was 2 years ago, wasn't it? Or not last year. Last year, I think.
Good jersey color clash.
Eagles 37, Cincinnati Bengals 17. This was an awesome game. Phenomenal game by Jalen Hurts. 16 to 20, 236 passing touchdown, 3 rushing touchdowns. The offense played at an incredibly high level. They turned over the Bengals twice defensively. Very clean game for the Eagles. No turnovers. This is now back-to-back 20-point road victories. 20.2% CPOE, Ryan, whatever that means. Third highest by a quarterback in a game this season. Highest mark of Hurts's career.
Nice.
Just with that deep bomb to Devonta Smith. That was awesome. I was mocked and ridiculed on the prop show for saying Jamar Chase under 75.5 receiving yards. He only had 54, and that was without T. Higgins
or ridiculed.
You were.
Questions were asked.
You guys. Here comes the homer play. Oh, I thought the homer play would be Saquon yards. I did say Saquon 100 yards 2-1. That cashed.
Yeah, we have a process to make sure that we put out the highest quality picks. We're hoping
running some quality control,
hoping for some refinement. Yeah, it seemed as though, I mean, first of all, not to go backwards, but if you didn't see Joe Burrow's post-game press conference, Sean, when he was asked about making the playoffs,
he's like, "You got to win 10 games. We got 9 games left. 7 out of 9 seems doable."
He seemed like a guy who's like, "Yeah, I'll just fucking,
I'll start winning these games.
Throw some cream on it. I'll be fine in 2 to 3 weeks. What's the big deal?" I mean. Bringing back up the point of how much T. Higgins matters to this offense. Not to say Jamar Chase doesn't, but T. Higgins, when he clearly is something for this offense. Now we have a little bit of data on this season, and on the other side, I mean, I think the Eagles' offense still probably misses Dallas Goedert in terms of like the completeness.
Although, I would say Grant Calcaterra.
Sure. But I think when he's in there, that gives, for whatever reason, Hurts has really kind of fallen to a comfort of having Goddard around, and so I think he's looked at his best when Goddard's out there. But
I don't know. I would disagree because I think his 2 best games of the year, you could argue. Well, certainly this one.
I didn't feel like this, like just like eye test, like statistically, yeah, this was.
Oh no, eye test. This was far and away his best game.
The 3 touchdowns on the ground. Oh really?
Yeah, like not even close. I mean. I'm not me saying it. Even the Hurts haters were retracting
you're right.
and
he hasn't
saying
had
like,
a ton of good games this year.
No, that's a nice.
I mean, I was going through it in my head, and I was like, "Well, it's not the Packers game. It's not. Maybe it's the Giants game. Probably not."
No, I mean, Giants game they didn't need him. Saquon just ran all over him. Ryan, you got to be happy Saquon's in good hands with this Eagles team.
I feel great. I mean, 7 games in. I mean, I'm sure he'll stay healthy the whole time.
Wow. See, I would never wish injury.
I'm not wishing anything. I'm just.
I would never even question.
It's called data and statistics. Remember, part of the range of outcome is him getting injured.
Hey, have you guys signed up with BetUS? If not, what are you waiting for? sportsgamblingpodcast.com/BetUS. Just requested a little withdrawal, and you get it lightning fast with cryptocurrency. Highly recommend depositing and withdrawing with that sweet cryptocurrency. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/BetUS. 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits. They're also running a bunch of promos for the holiday season, aka spooky season. So make sure you check it out. They're giving away casino and sports prize packs every day between now and the end of the month, aka Halloween. Going to be giving away a bunch of tickets for raffles, the prize packs. You get it all. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/BetUS. Promo code SGPN. Kramer, New England Patriots won outright.
It's a baby fucking wheel, man.
Saw a funny tweet where someone said, "Hey, if I'm the Bills or the Chiefs, I'm calling the Jets, seeing if Devontae Adams is available."
Do you think he's available?
I mean, Aaron Rodgers completely submarining this entire season is great. Drake May got knocked out of the game with a concussion, so Jacoby Brissett led this Patriots team to a victory. At home against the Jets. I mean, you can say, "Oh, Aaron Rodgers was 17 to 28." It's not his fault. It's his fault. just the negative energy, the bad vibe, the bad mojo he's bringing to this team. Yeah, Garrett Wilson 5 for 113, didn't get the win. Like, and their kicker is really bad. Bill Simmons had a funny tweet about how they the Jets went all in on this season and still just refused to replace their kicker, who has been comically bad. Zuerlein 1 of 2. And I think he may have missed an extra point as well. He's Greg Zuerlein having a rough year. I don't know
the leg.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you? This is a really bad. I mean, and it's a game you're not. I mean, you're thinking you're finally going to get one. Belichick's gone.
Yeah, there was a great meme of Patriots like lowest expectations for a team in 26 years. Jets highest expectations.
Doesn't matter.
And they're both 2-6. They're and because
unreal.
I'm not sure of the tiebreakers, but for comedy's sake, the Jets are at the bottom of the AFC East.
Well, the tiebreakers head to head.
Well, they split, so I don't know.
Oh, you're right. I think they are. Well, based on the NFL.com organization.
Okay, I like that.
Which you can never trust that they're accurate, but based on that, they are in last place right now. So
Chad G saying Rodgers going to ask for a trade. That would be pretty awesome. I mean, he's certainly not going to take accountability. Can't wait for him.
How bad does it look for Aaron Rodgers? Jordan Love is the toast of the town. LaFleur, one of the best play callers in the league.
You're the only one who thinks Jordan Love's the toast of the town.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I think
everyone does.
Oh, okay.
Well, they paid him the most money.
Oh, okay.
Everyone talks about him as this elite prospect. All he does is throw off his back foot and chuck the ball into the sky. He's basically Jamarcus
Your
Russell.
algorithm's giving you way more positive Jordan Love stuff than me. I feel like the sentiment is like, yeah, he's good.
He's not good.
Okay.
Why are you on Team Jordan Love over there? What's going on?
Eduardo saying, checking in on YouTube, youtube.com/sportsgaming podcast. Hop in, give us a ring too. If you want to toss someone in the locker, Ryan, I guess our audience just dominated like us. No one's tossing anyone in the locker. Eduardo saying another profitable week. Thanks guys. Well, thanks to you. Taco Tuesdays pointing out Jets defense getting worse after Saleh fired. Who saw this coming? Yeah. I mean,
yeah, they might have fired the wrong guy.
Oh, I like this. The OG Fat Panda Ryan. Rodgers tanking the Jets because the owner is an heir of Johnson Johnson, Big Pharma. Not sounding too crazy anymore, is it?
That wouldn't be the like optimal way to get after him, but sure.
Yeah, no. He's going a long way.
Unfortunately, wins and losses do not affect the valuation of these pro franchises.
Even the Jets. I mean, Jets. If the guy tried to sell the Jets, he would still get a lot of money. Probably.
Did you watch the Chargers story?
Yeah,
people are still pissed off. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
The team's worth twice as much.
We got a caller on the Discord line, and also hop in the Discord. Bunch of winners in there. You can share your own picks. You can get the chatter going on. Zeus Walks. You're on the line. What's happening, man? Zezus. You're on the Discord line. Zesus Walks. All right, maybe he'll figure it out.
Zeus. Jesus.
I think it's like Jesus, but Jesus.
Oh, all right. Maybe he believes in your gambling gods, Sean.
Maybe he is the gambling god.
No.
Bills 31, Seahawks 10. Ryan, you locked this up. We got it in our card. This was easy money.
I would say this is the kind of.
There were a couple early moments where that broke the Bills' ways, where you're like, oh, okay, they're definitely winning this. For instance, where Josh Allen, it's third down, and he threw one interception. His streak of not throwing picks comes crashing it to a halt. He fumbled it on third down.
He was due.
He fumbled the ball while scrambling on third down. Probably wasn't going to get the first down. Someone knocked it out. He goes down to pick it up. He kicks the ball right past the Seahawks defender. Oh. And then the Bills guy dives on it 5 yards past the first down. And when I saw that, I'm like, this team's definitely cashing.
It was a full Berman. Whoop!
It was so good.
Yeah, no, things were going the Bills' way. Just I feel fairly dialed in on the Seahawks team as well. They looked like hot garbage. Maybe do we have trouble in paradise with super smart head coach, Mike McDonald, sorry. Because he was getting a lot of roses before the game started.
Yeah.
And then the game started. He was getting more roses.
3-0, coach of the year.
And now I get it. You had some key elements of your team missing, but I would say that they looked bad.
Really bad. Geno Smith in particular looks pretty rough. Joining us on the line, Bills superfan Patrick Fisher. Patrick, what do you make of your Bills in that win? Nice win. Congrats.
This season just feels different, gentlemen. Buffalo, as usual, it's going to come down to them versus Kansas City in the playoffs. I think they beat Kansas City this year. Hey, just no one asked, but just a recap of the Bills. Another kind of sort of at the midway point. We don't really have midway points anymore, but they're 6-2. The one negative that I'll say is they've only played 2 teams with winning records, and they've lost to both of those teams. But the other 6 teams that they've played, they've covered the spread in those 5 games. And for their remaining 9 games, they only play 1 team that has a winning record, and that's the Chiefs. So it's going to be Buffalo Bills the rest of the season in cruise control, covering the spread against garbage teams. So just go ahead, make your money for the rest of the year, just betting on Buffalo, except for maybe, weeks 16, 17, 18 when they're resting all their starters. And then the one team that I want to put in the locker is the Tennessee Titans.
Yes.
They were the one leg that blew up my 3-team teaser. Who would have thought?
Oh no.
Spotting 17.5 and they get destroyed. Anyway.
Well, I mean, I did.
Ride.
Yeah. Well, let it ride. Thanks for calling in, Patrick. I did try to warn Ryan from teasing the Titans in the episode. So unfortunately, the 17.5. Well, as tempting as it was, nowhere close. Saints 8, Chargers 26. Saints, Ryan, the first time that rest disparity thing didn't come through. Spencer Rattler.
Not good.
Yeah,
the other guy's better. Hayner's better.
Yeah, Hayner looked a little bit more competent.
Taysom Hill better.
Yeah.
Give me more Taysom Hill next time.
And they had some moments where they moving the ball, but in general, Saints pretty rough there, and Chargers took care of business. To me, it's like the Chargers really would benefit from trading for one of these receivers. Even I know our buddy Decker would love for them to get Mike Williams.
He's like, "Come home, Mike."
Yeah,
come home.
I'm like, Decker, you might be able to find a receiver better than Mike Williams. He doesn't want to hear it.
Watching Decker watch his center.
Oh yes.
Get that defensive lineman off Herbert after that dirty play.
Yeah,
I would imagine this is what it's like when you first find out your girlfriend's into something really freaky.
Well, right. You always read those stories.
Decker's like, get him. No, hurt him. Now hurt him. It's like, oh no, what's going on here, Decker?
Yeah, Nathan Shepard tackled Herbert and then was like it yanked his ankle
after a random possession in the third quarter. He's like, now go hurt 93.
Yeah, he was right. It was super incredibly dirty. The center just tackled him and was like roughing him up.
Love to see that.
Yeah, it reminded me of like you read those stories of a mom like when their baby's trapped under a car and they get super strength.
The adrenaline.
Decker could have Decker could have done something horrible.
He was airboxing. He was getting.
Get him,
I could tell he was taking himself to a dark
place. Next,
do you think Harbaugh gave him a game ball?
I bet he did.
Yeah.
Chicago Bears 15, Washington Commanders, Redskins 18. I mean, we talked about it up top.
Is this a bad beat?
I think any game you lose on a Hail Mary is a bad beat.
We got the absolute worst of the number at -3.
Yes.
Basically every other version of you laying it with the Bears is a tremendously bad beat because you were actually winning, not just pushing.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think at this point we should, like I said at the top, what if we never do the whole, I'm just going to put guys in the end zone. What if we just play normal defense and try to make him throw in 2.5 seconds and force the receiver to break a tackle and probably 2. Yeah. I would imagine that's what you're thinking. Your best case scenario is if you force a quick throw is your receiver makes a great catch and breaks a couple tackles.
Yeah. I mean, so just imagine any other play on the 48-yard line. What are the chances they're going to complete it for 52 yards? Run your normal fucking defense.
I'm going to pull up the data because we have
run your normal defense.
We have this data.
You're just like setting them up for a Olan. I see in the chat, Bears fans say not a bad beat. I'm trying to bring him on. Olan, are you there?
I believe so. Can you hear me?
Yep. Thanks for calling in. So I was rooting for your Bears. Wanted them to get the win in the cover over the Commanders. I mean, crazy game. Like just Caleb Williams looked very rough. I would say he's a rookie, 10 of 24. But Jaden Daniels didn't look particularly good. Bears fumbled on the one. They tried to do the fat O lineman play. I'm just glad about the Eagles that we have a guy who does quarterback sneaks. It's an insanely effective play, and we just keep doing it. It keeps working. I don't know why other teams don't do the quarterback sneak. That fumble was horrible. But you guys were obviously up 3. Sean
looked at me. He goes, "Why would you do that?
You're giving the ball to a guy who doesn't carry the ball in a high leverage situation." Yeah, it was funny when they did it to the fridge 30 years ago, but that was because like no one saw it coming. Olan, where are you at with this loss?
I do not want to throw. I don't need a locker at this point. I need a storage unit.
Oh no!
Who are you putting in it?
First and foremost, Tyreek Stevenson, get the fuck off my team. That is the stupidest bullshit ever. The game wasn't over, dude. It's not over until the clock hits 0. No. Second, Shane Waldron. When we went for it on 4th and 1, you have a hammer in the backfield named Roshan Johnson, and instead you're going to try to run a wide receiver screen to DJ Moore. No, you run it down their fucking throats. And then again, on the goal line, why did we hand it to the O lineman? We have Roshan Johnson. Yes, you could do that back in the day with the fridge because the D linemen were not the kind of athletes that they are nowadays. Those dudes are faster than they've ever been. You cannot have a big bumbling, stumbling, Berman-esque dude trying to go through there. And it was not a bad beat. We deserved to not win that game. Our defense played lights out, held them to 4 field goals and a touchdown the entire game. Our offense played like ass. Caleb again had no line. The play calling was trash, not a bad beat, an absolute bad game. And 100% we did not deserve to win that. And the ball does not lie. That's why they got it.
All right.
Love it. Torching the team, putting them in the locker. All right. Thanks, Olan. Appreciate you calling in. Let it ride. Next up, we got the Kansas City Chiefs 27, Raiders 20. Oh my God, Ryan. This was, well, not only was it annoying of Brock Bowers not getting that last receiving yard that he needed for us to cash that sweet underdog play, underdog fantasy promo code SGPN. But this was, when we were picking this game, I was going back and forth. I'm like, they'll get up for this, but Antonio Pierce just loves him a good backdoor. And wouldn't you know, they get that garbage touchdown when they're down 14 to cut it to 7. If that's the Raiders are a trash team. Their coach sucks, but they do a good job at like backdooring these games that they're not in.
Yeah, we're donkeys on this one. The clearly Patrick Mahomes.
It's Dominic the donkey.
It doesn't bother him to be called Kermit the Frog because he understands that he does sound like Kermit. I'd imagine if you sound like Kermit, you will understand that you sound like Kermit. It probably just wasn't a big deal. We, the media, made a bigger deal than was actually, and yeah, like you said, Antonio Pierce is clearly aware of the spread.
No, I mean, as like,
oh, really? You're going to start passing the ball now? You're not going to just run the ball 3 times into nothing?
Yeah, I thought
you're going to try now that you're down 14.
The Raiders,
that makes sense.
The Raiders defense and special teams, I thought were playing.
Oh, you want to run Desmond Ridder out there for a play randomly to see what you got? Like, what the fuck are you doing?
He is just doing such a horrible job coaching.
Maybe, I mean, at this point,
but he's covering.
We need to do something with my Antonio Pierce Coach of the Year ticket. Worst take of the year, worse than the Will Levis take.
CJ Sullivan, host of the Bottom Line Bombs, pointing out Pierce is 11-4-1 ATS as a coach. Legend. Hey, that'll get you out of owing $28 million. If you're stuck, you're in the hole pretty deep. Going 11-4-1, that could get you out of the hole. Perfect transition to our next game. Denver Broncos 28, Carolina Panthers 14. CJ on our VSiN show gave out the Bo Nix passing yards ladder. That was a smash. I gave out Bo Nix anytime touchdown. That was a smash. Denver -10, even 10.5, 11. That was one of my locks. That hit. That was a smash. I did like his over rushing yards. Unfortunately, he didn't need to run at all. And I thought he liked running still and would still run. That wasn't the case, but he just played an incredible game. 3 touchdowns, 1 rushing.
The close your eyes special this year is
you got to take Carolina out, Ryan.
Is 4-2 when it's not Carolina. 0-3 when it is Carolina.
That is so hilarious. All week I heard you can't lay 11 with Bo Nix. You can't do it. Watch me. I laid 11 with Bo Nix. Didn't sweat a single drop, and it's not because of the AC in the studio, Ryan. Even when the Panthers were up 7-0, I wasn't sweating. This Broncos.
Bryce Young looked better.
No, he didn't.
That was a joke.
No, he didn't. He looked horrible again. Xavier Legette did get a touchdown, and then they did have a. If you had the over, which why would you bet the over in this game or total in general? They did hit a touchdown at the very end, and Broncos almost got another one. They fumbled at the 1.
I got to be honest. That aggressive horse riding celebration might have been a little too aggressive.
He's the only guy that can get touchdowns for him.
And did you see at the end of the game?
Jalen Coker was the guy who got the other interception. Bryce Young 2 interceptions he threw, touchdown for Coker. Bryce Young 2 picks. He looked horrible.
JC Horn after the game was chirping at Sean Payton on the field about running the score up.
I mean,
wild. And Sean Payton makes a comment in the post game presser about how he coached his dad. Seemed like a nice kid.
Hilarious.
Run the score up. What's he talking about?
Yeah, I mean they were trying to score when it was 28-7, as you should.
No, it's the NFL. You can try to score until the end of the game.
Have you watched any of these other games? Like shit can get wild.
This is pro. We no mercy rule here.
No mercy, JC Horn.
Come on.
49ers 30, Dallas Cowboys 24. Little slow start here for the 49ers, but just opened up the second half. Can of whoop ass on Rain Dakota Prescott. Dak threw 2 picks
and some nice garbage time stats for Dak. I mean,
unfortunately, in our high stakes league, we were playing CeeDee Lamb.
Him and CeeDee Lamb do so much garbage time work. We'll start calling them the garbage men.
Yeah. Great.
Can we get a Photoshop of Dak and CeeDee Lamb's heads on just a couple garbage men?
What
put McCarthy in the picture and Jerry Jones too. 4 garbage men.
Okay. No, what we need is Emilio Estevez, Men at Work. Jake, if you're listening, Men at Work Photoshop, please, with Charlie Sheen and Emilio Estevez, and swap those out with Dak and Rain. Them as Men at Work, racking up some garbage time. Now we're cooking. We're cooking, Kramer.
I mean, I think you just got to bet when guys get paid big contracts at quarterback. You just bet the interception every game. It's Jordan, all these guys that are supposed to be good at football.
Dak looks rough. 49er Ricky Pearsall had a nice run. Of course, he came back from his injury of getting shot in the chest. Still waiting for Christian McCaffrey. Maybe he will join the team after the bye week, Ryan. My sources are still a little skeptical of the return.
Of all the white guys to pick to try to rob in San Francisco, you pick the guy that went to the University of Florida.
Yeah,
they him stuff down there.
Well, in San Francisco it could be confusing because in San Francisco, Ricky Pearsall tatted up with some earrings. He looks like a barista. But like, if you know where Ricky Pearsall came from, he's probably not a dude you want to fuck with. And shout out to him. I mean, incredible.
Aaron Hernandez, you down there.
Incredible recovery. And hats off to him. So
he's back all the way back. Like you said, before Christian McCaffrey, who we've been told coming back soon.
Really?
Yep. After the bye.
All right, Ryan, we're going to talk some Monday night props, first touchdown, little DGen parlay, maybe a lot to get to. Before we do that, underdogfantasy.com, promo code SGPN. Get in over there. The boosts keep coming, Ryan. I'm buried in boosts. I tweeted it out, but they give you some of these gimme picks that you can apply to anything you want. I applied it to Brock Bowers receiving yards. And then the other leg in my entry was Jalen Hurts higher a half touchdown, $100 paid plus 390. So essentially I got Jalen Hurts to score a touchdown at plus 390. This is why you got to get on here for these boosts. There's a ton going on. They're always adding more left and right. Also join their Discord too. This is not being me being a corporate show, which I'm happy to be for the right price, but They do. If you enter in your username in their Discord, I swear they give you even more boosts. And the boosts are awesome. Like a 50% profit boost. I mean, it's easy math. Underdogfantasy.com, promo code SGPN. Use that. Get your first deposit. 50% deposit match up to $1,000. Underdogfantasy.com, promo code SGPN. Ryan,
100% confirmed that if you fill out that Discord sign up sheet, that you will get additional boosts.
Well, thank you.
I'm just saying, people should do it. If they don't know how to do it, feel free to DM me. I may or may not.
Noah Beanick saying, should the kneecap tour be 6-0? Obviously, Noah's the one who turned us on to the kneecap tour. It's been on a nice run here. We already got NHL Twister saying Najee rush yards is free. I agree, NHL Twister. That's why my first prop will be Najee Harris over 61.5 rush yards. He's getting the workload. Jaylen Warren is getting peppered in. Giants, I mean, they just let Saquon Barkley, obviously great running back, 17 for 176. Feel like Najee is good for 62. They're going to look to pound the rock, limit the chances Russ can make mistakes, and try and play some clean football on the offensive side. Do anything they can to. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some fullbacks being used, some like I formation, even some heavy set stuff. I think that's how you offset some of the Giants D line. So, give me Najee Harris over 61.5 rush yards or higher. Sorry, no wait, over.
Oh, come on!
I forgot if we were doing underdog or not. Over.
Yeah, I certainly would not be opposed to. I'm not sure which one this week. I'm more uncertain than I have all season. Kind of like some Jaylen Warren this week. But let's start with an anytime touchdown, because I saw this price and I said, "Oh no, this is all wrong." Because even though Pat Freiermuth gets more snaps, runs more routes, he's not seeing a ton of targets, and definitely not seeing them with Russ. Darnell Washington, who runs a lot fewer routes, saw a much higher percentage of those turned into targets.
What did you get as anytime? Because I have him down for first, and I'm guessing you do as well. But what is your anytime touchdown? Because I also like this.
The first price is 40-1. The anytime, Sean, you're gonna want to head over to FanDuel where they have 13-1.
What? Oh my God! All right,
I'm gonna confirm that right now.
I mean, I agree. He's in my first touchdown. My handicap is 4 targets. He was second on the team last game, and obviously you got to sort through the target stuff from Russ's game and see how much you think of it applies. But
13-1 at BetMGM and FanDuel. Right.
Pickens had the leading number of targets with 5, but Darnell Washington was right there. 4 targets, 4 receptions. I think if anything, the Giants may be able to slow down Pickens a little bit. Great opportunity for Darnell Washington. I'm going to head over to.
And you're right, because they will play more 2 tight end stuff. That is how you're going to want to attack the Giants defense. And for whatever reason, Russ seems to like going. And 13-1 is absurd.
No, it's crazy.
That's absurd in this economy.
Ryan, I'm going to head over to the Giants offense.
Really?
Give me Daniel Jones passing touchdowns. Under a half passing touchdown.
Wow, that's aggressive.
You're getting plus odds, plus 130. He's played 7 games. He's had 0 passing touchdowns in 3 separate occasions. I think there is real chance he doesn't finish the game, either due to injury or poor play. So I hope he finishes the game, but I wouldn't be surprised if he gets benched. Give me Daniel Jones under a half passing touchdown.
The way I thought you were gonna what I thought you were gonna say, and the correct way to play Daniel Jones would be the rushing yards. He wants to get hurt, Sean. You have to lean into my narrative. Okay. How does Daniel Jones get himself hurt? By running and trying to lower his shoulder and get that neck hurt again, so he can get his contract booster going. 25.5 rushing yards over. Period.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, did you not? You highlighted the TJ Watt versus not Andrew Thomas matchup. I think part of what they'll do in this game is have some designed runs too for him.
Yes.
And for whatever reason, Dable's not. Drew Lock must be really, really bad in practice because he wants nothing to do with playing Drew Lock. So we're gonna and What I would point out is the rushing yard prop, which by the way, also if you can get an attempts prop, it's the lowest it's been all season at 5.5. But the rushing yards prop also quite low, Sean. Just 4 weeks ago against Seattle, his prop was totaled at 50.5. Now it's 25.5 against the Steelers. So we're going to take the over.
All right. I'm not going to touch his rushing yards, but Ryan, we just mentioned Darnell Washington anytime touchdown at 13-1. You know, that's we must be in rhythm with Rhythm because Rhythm also likes Darnell Washington anytime touchdown at 13-1. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm RITHMM. Go over there, get set up. I use Rhythm. People are like, hey, what do you cashing first touchdowns, hitting on these prop bets. Rhythm. I'm glad we got them on as a sponsor, Ryan. They seriously have been helping me win. You get the 7-day free trial. Just try it out for 7 days. Play around with their models. If it's something that you're like, hey, this is helpful, which it's going to be, you're going to want to stick around. Get the 7-day free trial. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM.
Is part of the model listening to our show?
Yeah.
Is that how it's coming? I mean, backup tight ends.
Yes.
Was that manually loaded into the AI model?
No, I don't know what their exact formula is, but I'm sure.
Listen to SGP.
I'm sure Rhythm, the computer brain, saw the same thing we saw and was like, "Oh, Darnell Washington, massive reception and target spike when new quarterback comes in. Ding, ding, ding."
Sean, if we get to March Madness and this Rhythm model starts liking first half unders,
oh well, maybe we'll have to talk to him. Ryan, this one's a little fun prop here. They're all fun, but this one tickled me. First turnover. I'm going to say the Giants have the first turnover plus 100.
Okay.
TJ Watt versus the offensive line. I like my chances.
Okay. Good. I mean that. I don't want to say that one felt a little lazy, but
why is that lazy? It's at plus 100. You really think this Giants team's going to get through without?
I think it's going to be a very conservative game plan with a lot of quick stuff. So yeah,
but have you seen? But at the same point, at some point they're going to try and throw the ball, or Daniel Jones is going to be.
And
running.
I think a lot of the quick stuff's going to be to the slot, the interior of the defense, which is what the Steelers are going to let you do, make the tackle, which is a great transition, Sean, to my next prop, which is Wan'Dale Robinson over 4.5 receptions, because that's how you attack this Steelers defense. His prop has been as high as 6.5 against Cincinnati on the season. It's back down to 4.5. I don't quite get it. Sure, you can convince me that the Giants are going to bring Malik Neighbors to operate in the slot a little more like they did at times in the first half against the Eagles. But I think this is a clear Wan'Dale Robinson game. They're going to be focused on Malik Neighbors, and if it's going to be quick game stuff, Dan Jones trusts Wan'Dale Robinson in the quick game more than anyone, I would say, watching the team. So over 4.5 receptions for Wan'Dale Robinson, and we all know he could have 5 catches for like 13 yards. So play the catches, not the yards with Wan'Dale.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I was just looking because I think Rhythm also had over on Wan'Dale Robinson, right? I didn't want to say you stole that one.
Turn your phone off right now. We got to start. It's got to be, I mean,
it's coming from inside the house.
So this past weekend, we, the wife came to Vegas for the Friday VSiN show. And we get to the hotel, I'm unpacking. She's seeing my ritual of like setting up the humidifier. And then before I do anything, I unplug the Alexa.
Yeah.
Which also happens to be the phone, which is hilarious when we needed to call down for something. I'm like, well, all right, well, we got to do it quickly though. I'm not like, we're going to plug in the Alexa. We're going to make the
Ryan
call.
really scared of the Alexa.
I understand that I'm putting my voice into public domain a lot. But
the Alexa I noticed had like a slider on the camera. Yeah. Like you could close the thing.
Physical, yeah, like a mechanical thing, so you can tell it's closed.
Yeah, but it's like, well, does Alexa not trust itself not to record? It's hilarious that that's physically on there.
I could see that being a comfort thing which even more makes me feel like they're listening to us.
If it needs to be there. All right, first touchdowns for me. You mentioned the anytime. I'm also on the first. Darnell Washington. 40-1. Also give you Pittsburgh's defense 27-1.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's a good play. And then also Danger Russ had a quarterback sneak. I think he had a couple. Give me Russell Wilson to get a quarterback sneak 19-1.
So I went with quarterbacks and tight ends. You could go quarterbacks and defenses. I think that also works, like Sean mentions. But Theo Johnson, somehow you can find. I mean, let me actually confirm this price too, because I wrote these down earlier today. But Theo, yeah, okay, accurate. Theo Johnson 44-1, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Darnell Washington 40-1. And then the quarterbacks who are both 20-1, Dan Jones and Russell Wilson.
All right, so I'm getting my Russell Wilson at 20-1.
What did you say?
I said 19-1.
Oh, okay. You know,
I'll make sure I get some CLV
well,
there.
you know, let me pull up let's pull up so I can. People get mad when I don't say where it is. Oh yeah, no, these are all Well, these are all FanDuel prices from earlier. Right now, Russell Wilson 19-1 at FanDuel, 20-1 at Bet365 and BetMGM.
Oh, okay. So we got some 20-1s out there. Ryan, for me, I'll give my DGen only parlay, and then we'll build a underdog entry to send people on their way. This one, New York Giants, Ryan, have allowed 3 rushing touchdowns to the quarterback. What if Russ not only gets 1, he gets 2? What? Danger Russ, 60-1, 2 rushing touchdowns. Don't let Russ get hot.
This is a serious question.
Yeah.
Has he ever rushed for 2 touchdowns in his career?
I'll look that up while you give us your DGen parlay.
Hold on, I got it. That's crazy.
Why is that crazy?
What would it be? 2 quarterback sneaks?
Yeah, that happens all the time.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I kind of took a similar approach. So
he has 3 games where he's had 2 rushing touchdowns, and he has 1 game where he had 3.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
man, Russ was so sexy back in the day. He could get loose.
I mean, again, 2 quarterback sneaks in 1 game is not impossible. Is he a quarterback sneaker? You guys aren't good at stopping the quarterback snake. Let's go.
All right. So Sean, how many touchdowns have the Giants given up to the tight end this year?
0. AKA they're due.
0. Darnell Washington is 100-1.
2 touchdowns. He was the other guy I was thinking.
Yeah. I realized that I needed to streamline my approach a little bit when it comes to the prop markets. And so I did that this weekend, and God damn it, if Brock Bowers hits, everything goes
son
bonkers.
of a bitch.
But yeah, no, I'm worried that the Steelers are going to run a lot of heavy personnel, and the Giants, whoever the second linebacker out there, is going to get picked on in coverage by the big Darnell Washington, or maybe it's a tiny cornerback.
I'm co-signing this because that was that was the other one I was thinking of. So.
Really? Yeah. Oh, this is way better than the Russ angle.
Way better. So I have to play both now.
And I didn't price this out, but I'm also going to take a look at, just in case, Darnell Washington 2 touchdowns, Giants win the game.
Little reverse correlation.
And they might cap me out. I'm not getting capped out on this one, so I might just leave it at Darnell Washington.
All right. Well, let's head over to Underdog Fantasy, build an entry for Monday Night Football.
I can't believe my account isn't like massively overweight right now. Brock Bowers.
Do we just start with the Darnell Washington higher a touchdown, Ryan?
Yeah. I just talked about streamlining.
Okay.
This is a great way to stream.
And now we just need one Giants prop. Ryan, I'm worried about you in the season. We go through a whole.
What do you mean?
Giants Monday Night Football preview. Not one mention of Malik Neighbors. Not one.
I mentioned him. I mentioned how he'll get moved into the slot a little bit and get some of that work.
Slot. How's the slot?
It's just he's being wasted right now because the quarterback died twice already this year.
Daniel Jones.
Well, if we're gonna play Malik Neighbors, we're gonna play.
Oh, I don't know if we should play Malik Neighbors.
Well, what I was gonna say is you got to play the targets.
What?
Then you don't have to worry about the accuracy or the catch.
What is his targets?
It's
11 targets.
Man,
no, come on, that's crazy.
Unless
you really like it. How many targets did he have against the Eagles?
I would get there. That was one of the. He's got 2 games where he cratered and went beneath. Basically, everyone went lower or under.
He's only gone over. Okay, 3 out of his 5 games.
I'm just saying that there's 2 games where basically all the passing yard props and projections went under/lower, and all the other games basically the stuff all kind of flew over. So if you think that the passing game is going to get shut down here, maybe you play some of those lowers combined. If not, like I'm telling you, I feel pretty strongly about the Wandell receptions. I also could buy into a Malik Neighbors reception prop or projection, because I do think there's going to be. I think the Steelers are going to be fine letting them make some of these quick game completions and just making the tackle.
Okay.
The Steelers are happy to let you drive down the field
Neighbors,
4 yards.
Neighbors 6 receptions.
I would say Neighbors the 6th reception,
or do we want to play something else?
Or Robinson. If we want to get a discounted reception, they don't have the receptions for Wandell, so we don't have a choice. Take Malik.
Someone asking, is 100 to 1? That was for Darnell Washington.
2 touchdowns. Yep.
But he's 40 to 1 for first,
and he's 13 to 1 anytime. So we'll just wheel it. Just play everything.
And parlay his first touchdown with his last touchdown. Come on,
wow.
So we're going Neighbors 6 receptions higher.
Yeah, but we should add a third leg.
No, we're already at 18.
Oh, you're right. We got the darn. You don't want to add a third leg?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm good.
All right.
This will be a pretty sweet hit. So Darnell Washington higher a touchdown. Malik Neighbors higher 6 receptions. I see the Discord line is open. Zezus is trying to call in again. I want to see. I think he was the guy who emailed me his insanely large Denver Broncos screenshot of his bet. Zezus, are you there on the line?
Zezus the Messiah. Can you hear me, boys?
Yes.
What's happening, man?
Let's go. D-Gen's up. Let's ride, man. What a day. What a day, Kevin. I tell you what. That first drive got me shook, when they came down, that fumble. It was like, oh, this is the worst start to a game. Spread like that. And then just literally the Broncos G said, you will not score this first half at all. They threw it up, man. Those guys just look sharp. Sean Payton out there looking like the Terminator with his sunglasses on. I just feel like I got the sight, man. And what's really nice too? I dodged that Javonte Williams rushing yard prop bomb. I saw Clowney was a late addition to playing in the game for the actives, and I said, "No, thank you." Pulled it all out, went back on the spread, doubled down, touching.
I love it.
Any other big winners besides your Denver play? What else you get into, Zezus?
Well, I was chasing the weekend of the blowouts. Like instead of trying to get Kramer style contrarian, I said let's chase some big ones and do some little round robins. 2s, 3s, and 4s. I had Detroit for the blowout. Yes. I had Pitt for the blowout. I had Denver for the blowout, and I had that KC potential blowout too. I had them like around 13 to up to 30 for some of those games. And oh man, that fumble at that 1 yard line to go up 28.
Oh, that would have been sick.
And parlay, and it was also probably with that Pittsburgh game. I don't know if I was going to cash it out or not, but man, we were chasing today big time.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
Great day overall, though.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Hashtag Legends only.
Happy Jameis Day.
Yeah, happy Jameis Day. Appreciate you calling in, man.
Boys, Messiah's got the foresight. We're coming, baby. We're coming. Bringing water to the desert.
Let's go. All right, thanks, man. Thanks for calling in. Appreciate it. Let it ride. All right, Ryan. Of course, underdogfantasy.com, promo code SGPN. Programming note: we are doing our college football pick show tomorrow night after Monday Night Football.
I'm going to make a bold prediction that this maybe turns into a regular occurrence.
Oh, okay.
That college maybe moves to Monday.
Why is that?
I just think the third person on the show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mondays are better. All right.
We'll see. I just, like I said, I'm also foretelling like Zezus over here.
You can see the future. So yeah, check that out. Appreciate everyone tossing us 5 stars over on Spotify. Only takes 5 seconds. Appreciate you doing your part in the war against corporate gambling. Remember, clean the lanes, hashtag clean the lanes. I heard some people complaining they can no longer listen to certain shows because, well, it's one of those things. Once you hear it, it's hard to unhear. How many other people on picks shows don't give out fucking picks? Be like a pizza place. It's like, we don't really do pizza. We do flatbread. Why do you don't do? You have cannolis. You have strombolis. You don't have pizza. You call yourself pizza place.
Here's all you need to know. when the lean, and by the way, please keep sending me the evidence of leans.
Yes,
especially screenshots of tweets are always great. Send them in, because when I fire off, everyone's sitting at their computer waiting for Kramer Centric to drop the next lean thread, and then when it comes out, boom,
spicy
fire, and then I'll tell you what. Where do I receive my my gratification or my reward for this? All the DMs. Keep getting them. This guy's a scumbag.
Get him lean, please.
I mean, again, it was the DMs where I learned about the opinions and strong opinions. Again, we're learning together. We have to stay strong. This is like that scene in Braveheart. Some of us are gonna die, but we must run through their line.
And shout out to Erica, dropped us with an email saying she's going to Vegas for her first time, hoping to see you guys out at the Circa. Then she sent in a screenshot of lean cuisine. So Ryan, that's a great. Oh, this is what these guys live on. They're lean cuisine. We're about to eat them up. Put them in the microwave. Nuke them.
That's actually a great. It's 90-second meals or whatever, 2-minute meals. And
2-minute leans.
Yeah, we're just. Well, you're giving out leans in 2 minutes. It's the fastest 2 minutes in sports, and it's just leans.
Great Photoshop. We'll get Jake on that as well. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Happy Jameis Day.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green. He's Ryan.
I just wanted to say happy Jameis Day as well, Sean.
Kramer, let it ride.